Doubles and coffee, take out your checkbooks, man. Take out your checkbooks, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. PNM, Nikwan. Remember, Nikwan started off as World GTL, PNM. At that time, Malcolm Jones, executive chairman of Petrotrin, wasted billions of your dollars running down World GTL, take your taxpayers' dollars, and then come full circle. His own lawyer, Stuart Smallpin Young, and PNM with Attorney General Faris Arawi and Keith Rowley take him out of court when Anand Ramlogan and Kamna Prasad Bisesa were fighting in the court to get back £100 million of your money. Them just take out, get out the case using who? QC Nelson of Nelson Gate, the Nelson Gate indemnity, who now suing them PNM for you to pay 120 million. Now Nikwan shut down its sleeping because they had no gas, because the PNM Franklin Can and then Minister Smallpin Young, who was Malcolm Jones' attorney, give them ministerial gas, your gas, for a project that was useless, and it should have gone through due diligence. But the PNM, with interlocking directorships and checks and balances non-existent, because each and every person who should have been a check and balance against a failed project that will end up costing you, the taxpayers, hundreds of millions of US, each one was brought into the mix by a fella called Gil. Gil was a fella in the USA from Manning who was a lobbyist and so on, and he would have had intricate knowledge of this World GTL, and he's a PNM. Then he come down here, and under Rowley and Smallpin, he get Nikwan, and then he got Allison due diligence, a former permanent secretary, Ministry of Finance, and put her on the board. He got Small, a former independent senator, and put him on the board. He got Republic Bank to lend him 120 million US. He got your assets of 100 million pounds for 35 million US, 10 million cash, and 25 million US in preference shares. But your preference shares right now, what you prefer? 0, nil, naught, nothing? What you prefer? Because it worth absolutely nothing, because they owing for gas that they were supposed to pay. They owing 21 million US on top of other creditors to 300 million US. The plant in sleep mode. They can't pay for nitrogen. They owing wage bill. They cannot pay for anything. It's useless. It's shut down. But you know who had to pay for everything because of the PNM? From PNM to PNM, no checks and balances. You. So take out your wallet. And I try to warn all you know. This coming up here was about the 4th time I tried to warn all you. This was just about 2 months ago. But 2 years ago I warned all you. A year ago I warned all you. I tell all you the Nikwan wasting time is only PNM and your money going to jump up. How they got the loan? How they got 120 million US? How they got the assets so cheap? How they got everything? How they got your ministerial gas? Because PNM, web of corruption. But you know who pays for it? Look yourself in the mirror. You take out your wallet. Watch this here now. Nikwan blames Massey for death of worker at plant. PNM now blaming PNM. Because Massey is PNM. Jervis Warner PNM. PNM for PNM blaming PNM. PNM in charge. Remember, Nikwan started off with Malcolm Jones. And now there was a picture, actually, I don't know if you have it, with Franklin Can when they were handing over the Nikwan thing, right? And I told you it is PNM to PNM by PNM. There was a lady called Allison due diligence Lewis, who was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. This lady, when we in government, we have to go to something called F&GP. Anytime they bring a cabinet note, you want to increase funding for TT Pro League, you want to increase it to 8 million a year in order to get the boys going to create the industry, create jobs and opportunity for the young black fellas out there. You have to go by this lady and make sure you dot your I's and cross your T, and she asking you this, and if anything in the note ain't good, you have to go back by the permanent secretary and get it correct. She approving thing. But you know the funny thing? When we in government and the World GTL thing, the thing come around with the loans and thing to pay back, because Malcolm Jones and them went and take all your taxpayer money and went and invest in this World GTL and gas to liquids plant. She advised the government Nah, man, that thing ain't good. I bad that. Don't bother to run down that. Don't keep putting money behind bad. You know, when Rowley come with Emailgate and they gerrymander the election in 2015 and give the PNM an extra hour, you know the first thing happened? This woman jumped out of the Ministry of Finance and went as the chairman of the Port Authority Board. Alison due diligence, Lewis. Next thing you know, she ended up on the Nikwan board, the same board of the same company with assets that she was telling us, don't bother with that, you know, that ain't good. And then all of a sudden, the Nikwan get $120 million US loan. Nikwan get the assets of the government that was valued at £100 million. They get it for 10 million US. And 25 million in preference shares, which is actually zero now because the shares are worth nothing. Because all Nikwan doing is blowing up and killing people. And then blaming Massey now for the injury. But when it was this is PNM to PNM, then there was an independent senator. Sitting down as an independent senator, bad talking Tamlan, whoever. He come out and he on the board of Nikwan too. And Gil, Rowley and them friend, PNM, Nikwan. Now, Nikwan also give contract to Massey, PNM. Now, if all the PNM fighting, PNM investigating PNM by PNM and the police investigating accident, but not Paria accident by Paria because PNM Newman George Day and Small Pin was there. But they investigate the 4 divers left in a pipe for 39 hours to death. But they want to investigate this and now they're fighting up. That's what you vote for. And these people have no shame. The man who replaced she is a fellow called Vishnu Danpal. Earlier on, 2-3 years ago, I heard Danpal espousing the policy of the PNM. I said, but what you doing? You're not a minister in the government. You're the permanent secretary. You're just supposed to give us facts and figures. You're supposed to be apolitical. You know when Danpal leave there. Danpal is now the PNM High Commissioner somewhere, whether England or somewhere. No joke. That's what PNM does. They put their Balize poison throughout different facets of governance, creating a monopoly of wrong thinking, a monopoly of ill-conceived plans and notions designed to only help those few. So this one also, when she went on the Port Authority, she's the one who approved Bridgman's, you know. Now remember, she was a permanent secretary in Ministry of Finance, which means she know the Ministry of Finance rules, she know tender rules, she know procurement better than anybody. She's an expert. But how Bridgman's qualified, remember Bridgman's was a company, Mark Bassan, before he ended up by CNC3 when they buy him out and he went quiet. Tony tell me about football and John Williams, but he tell me about nothing else under Rowley and the PNM. Remember that he tell me about the APT James and the Buku Reef, he tell me about the 2 Cutlass vessels, he tell me about Noel Garcia, he tell me about Fake Oil and Petrotrin, he tell me about NGC and Lostrat. He do none of them things. Because he was working CNC3, Guardian Media Limited, right? Yes. So I've got told when you see me walk past, this woman, Bridgman's did not even have the first sheet, which is the asset base, the track record, the company history, the resources to even qualify to bid. But somehow Bridgman's got to bid, and Bridgman's got a charter party agreement under this. Former permanent secretary, Ministry of Finance, who helped write finance rules, who's an expert. Move ship PNM tail now. This is the problem with Trinidad and Tobago. And that's why you must vote them out. Look at the picture here. Nikwan says entire plant not shut down, only affected area. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley cuts the ribbon, officially opening Nikwan gas to liquid span. Next to Rowley, well, Franklin Khan, 1 man dead already. Then you had this Republic Bank man, Harford. Then Allison, due diligence. How, let me ask you something. How Nikwan paying back the $120 million US loan? How they got the loan? What was the collateral? How you could go and just get $120 million US loan, so when you didn't operate for 2-3 years, and when you start to operate, you blow up and you burn up, now man dead? That's really amazing. How come all they're not so lucky to get loans so and get chance? Well,